Darren Piquet is a good film in my opinion. I enjoy it very much. I'm gonna give it a a good 7 out of 10, maybe even a low 7 out of 10. It just depends, I guess, how I feel. But I mean, it's good. It's really good. I think it has a very strong opening act with Greg and Roderick. You know, Roderick waking up Greg somehow a week away from middle school. And somehow got Greg to do all this stuff. I mean, I guess Greg wasn't really paying attention to out the window or anything like that. You think he'll check for like the bus or something or whatever, or maybe not. But also, like, what gets me bothered sometimes about that is that, again, it's a week away, and you think, I mean, he's a kid. You gotta think about that too. But again, it's gotta be common sense to be like, okay, school's a week away, so if I get waken up that I'm about to miss the bus, my I would think about it, and I'd be like, wait a minute, it's still a week away. But like, again, this is movie magic, so I I can't say I'll let it slide, but I mean, I understand there's gotta be at least a 1 in a million chance of that happening. I guess it just happens to happen to Greg, but other than that, just ticking my mind. And it's not like I'm gonna be nitpicking this film, all right, as we go throughout the movie, because it's a kids movie. It's for us, our generation, and I want to show it to the next generation. And you should definitely still go watch it, even if I give some, you know, opinions you may not like, because I'm gonna nitpick about every movie anyway, or at least try to justify how good it is, which I'm gonna do for this one as well, just to show you proof. I love The Dark Knight. I think it's a 9 out of 10 movie, but like, the one problem is the editing, where one of the Joker mask folks just get railed by that bus, but it made no contact. You don't even feel the impact of that bus hitting that masked Joker guy. There is no impact, and I think that's literally the worst. That is the worst point of the movie, because it just sucks me right out, because that's so damn unrealistic. All right, back to Dynamo Kid. Greg goes into middle school, and they did a great job portraying middle school. I think they did a very wonderful job. I mean, they nailed down everything. The painting on the walls are all cracked in some of the scenes, just like my middle school was all a little bit cracked up and peeling off, except mine was white. And it was just peeling off the show. I think the more white probably, but a different kind of color. And it was just in every classroom. My middle school was very poor. And then they did a great job portraying it. They also did a great job portraying how middle school really is, because the older grades would definitely pick on you, dude. I'm telling this right now. I'm sorry for any kids in elementary going to middle school, but they will probably pick on you. But that's just because they're self-centered, man. Trust me, they're all just self-centered. But they will just make fun of your shoes or whatever, if you're not wearing like good brand shoes or whatever. But that's so tedious anyway. Don't pay any attention to that. And not only just the bullying, but also like the stalls is crazy, because yeah, there was no doors in my middle school um bathroom either, which is absolutely insane. And I don't need to explain how bad it was. But yeah, they did a great job portraying middle school. No two-story floor, we didn't have that, but they did a great job. And they really did a great job with Greg and Riley's dynamic. It was so awesome to see them come to life from the books, and they did a great job doing that, especially with the entire world and how it's established, as well as the cheese touch. They did that very well. Um, a little bit different with the backstory, but nonetheless, it's good. I don't know how Shirag is gonna know the backstory of it, but I'll accept it honestly. And I mean, I know everyone's least favorite character has to be the girl they added underneath the bleachers for Greg and Ralph to not interpret, to revolve around, because not a lot of people like her, but she's fine for what she is. Clearly, she's supposed to be a polar opposite of Greg, and you know, Greg should be listening to her because she knows everything, and Greg is trying to become popular so he can be like important, and that's the same thing Patty is doing as well. Then she'll come up and she you know told the same thing to Patty, but of course Patty isn't gonna listen. We know that, and yeah, she's just there for to be the polar opposite of Greg. And yeah, I think the Greg and Raleigh stuff really holds up strong, and their dynamic goes strong throughout like the first half of the movie, up into like the climax of the film, which is where Greg and Raleigh, break their friendship apart. And I don't need to speak about how great that scene was of Raleigh, backing away, but that's to me where the downfall of the movie is, because the Greg solo stuff is such slow pace, and it's just tedious because at that point they're trying to resolve it, right? Which they did for a bit. Then he got Roderick in trouble, and then he went to do this this play of Wizard of Oz. It's in the book, yeah, it is, but like, I think they could have paced it better. In my opinion, it was very slow getting to, in that section of the movie, like point A, point B, point C, doing that. That was quite a while, and it's my least favorite part of the movie. And then Greg tried to be friends again with Raleigh, and after like a while, and then we get back to him doing that, and after Greg gets his heart broken, we go, we still continue. It's not like it's going to be like another plot of, Greg doing some stuff by himself. Luckily for us, it's still this whole dynamic of Greg and Raleigh, and which got them to a fight, which, again, part of the book, and then the teenagers showed up, which I forgot to explain, that were at the Halloween event during the Greg and Raleigh adventures. And they force Raleigh to eat the cheese, and this is where Greg learns to be a better person and changes his way about the idea of becoming popular, which got the girls' approval. Like I said, they're polar opposites, but once Greg stops being a little bit less on the side of his ego, that's when she's there to give the thumbs up that he's changed, basically. And the movie ends pretty good. The movie ends pretty strong. Like I said, it's a good 7 out of 10 film. I wouldn't rate it any higher. I know I skipped a lot of stuff, and I know I skipped a bunch of important information, and this again, I'm just new into this. I'm just trying different ways to review movies. But if you like this, please do subscribe. I've been doing so many different outtakes in so many different ways. This one's the informing way, and just want to try out, see how it works, because I've done one with persuading, if that's even possible, and I've done one with entertaining, persuading. But I'm done talking. I want to make this short and sweet and simple. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, please to subscribe.